Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button if you like this video. With that, let's get into it. Okay. You looked up and folded your lips in a tight line. It was the same monotone answer he'd been giving you all day, and it was getting on your nerves. So, baby, can you at least try and act like you somewhat care about this vacation we're planning? You said, as sweetly as possible. Although you were annoyed, you understood that things flew over your boyfriend's head sometimes, or most of the time. Regardless, you were hopeful that those a nudge would point him in the right direction. I'm listening, princess. He gently responded. He didn't even bother to look up from the papers he was reading at the table, and it made you have an irritation. Folding up the magazine, you just stalked your way out of the kitchen. You know what? Don't even bother. I'll do it myself. That made him look up. His brows were furrowed in confusion, and he caught your hand before you could completely pass by him. Why were you suddenly upset? He just told you he was listening. Wasn't that what you wanted? Hey, wait. What's wrong? Did I do something? You let him pull you closer. He looked genuinely lost and confused, and it was enough to soften your exterior. I just feel like you don't care sometimes, you said, deciding that if he was going to be blunt, you might as well be too. Huh? He hummed. What do you mean by that? You shrugged. I don't know. It just seems like you don't have an interest in anything I have to say. If it doesn't involve your work, your family, or something like that. Todoroki took offense to that. Of course he cared about what you had to say. After all, he loved you. Of course he would. Just because he wasn't grabbing onto every word you spoke in mundane life did not mean he didn't care. It just wasn't necessary. There were other ways to express his thoughts, but Shoto was not always the best at gently doing it. I'm sorry, but I don't agree, he said. You have the irritation, and looked off to the side for a second before looking back down at him. Well, that's how I feel. You retorted, because you thought your feelings were valid. I'm sorry you feel that way, but you're wrong. You watched him for a moment, waiting for him to explain himself. However, he just stared back at you as if there was nothing else left to say, and the silence was sickening. It made you boil with anger. So, you snatched your hand out of his grip. Okay then, Shoto. He hadn't heard his first name in a while. Your boyfriend dumbly blinked, already feeling more lost. He did not understand why you were so angry. So, he called the only person he trusted, Midoriya. He told him about the whole ordeal, and Izuku gently told him that he was being intolerant. The entire conversation honestly made him feel like an asshole. and Todoroki did not like that at all. So he gave you some space before finding you in the kitchen again. This time, equipped to right his wrongs, even though he still wasn't entirely sure what he did. He called your name once, and instead of responding, you just kept going about your task. That sort of miffed him, but he tried again. He was determined to apologize. The second time, he yawned back, but the tension behind it made him feel defensive for some odd reason. "Can we talk about this morning?" he said softly, gentle, as if trying not to upset you or make you mad. "What? Are my feelings suddenly valid to you now?" He sarcastically replied. He raised a sharp brow at your attitude and decided to take a deep breath to calm himself down. You were mad and upset, and it was fair. He should have prepared himself for that. And that he did. He reached out and pulled something out of his pocket. "Princess, I'm sorry I ever made you feel like that. I didn't mean to." It was a simple silver bracelet, but it was the one you had stared at longer than the rest when you went out together last time. You huffed and looked away, but you could not help the flutter in your heart. Sure, Todoroki was oblivious most of the time, but he also knew and could tell when you liked something. He cared about you a lot, so it was the least he could do. He walked over to you, his expression genuine, and showing that he was truly sorry for invalidating you. You turned back to him, giving him a small smile. "Fine. Just this time though. Don't think I'll let you get away with it again." He gave you a soft smile and held your wrist gently and put the bracelet on, placing your hand. "It suits you." He cupped your face with one hand and gave you a gentle kiss on the forehead, running his fingers through your hair. "I promise I'll try to be better for you. Alright? I'm sorry I ever made you feel that way." You wrapped your arms around him, pulling him close to you. "It's alright. You apologized, and I forgave you. I trust you, baby." He hugged back tightly, relieved. Todoroki was pretty oblivious most of the time, but you both loved each other and trusted one another, and that was key to your long-lived relationship. There were going to be many more fights, but you knew that as long as you loved each other, everything would be okay in the end. Thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. I hope you enjoyed listening to this as much as I did making it. Anyway, goodbye.